No, okay.
No. Okay,
Okay.
let's start.
Yeah.
Namaste. Welcome to another episode of Predetermination with Shiv. I've got a very, very special guest today. Someone that we met at a conference. Name is Joe Kern. And, well, actually, tell us a little bit, because what you gave a talk on is only a small amount of what you do, right?
Yes.
You do like a whole range of kind of coaching and stuff like that. Is that right?
I mean, we were like a little bit talking, and as I said, I don't like the word coach anymore.
Okay.
I mean, when I started like being in this coaching business, it's like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And here in Germany, it was well known like from the sport area,
I see.
everybody had like a sport coach. But when back then you said, I'm a coach, the people were like, what is this?
Yeah.
And to be honest, in the meanwhile, especially in Germany, I don't know what about in the UK or so. I think everybody names himself a coach. If one doesn't know how to earn some money, it's like, I'm a coach now and I help others doing X, Y, Z. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I think my core is about us humans. I was always interested in like, why are we how we are? Why do we do what we do? Why are we acting things even if we know better but still have problems? Like to do it different, and like the whole thing about characteristica and like patterns and everything. So I'm studying us humans in total, for a very long time.
The whole human experience.
Yes.
And I believe that this is maybe the first time you're speaking about this in English. Did you say that?
About the face reading stuff. Because one part which I do and why I'm here on this event, I was like talking about my face reading academy, and I'm teaching people to read faces.
Yes. So look, we got a world first exclusive in English for the English viewers. So it's amazing. So face reading, this was a very new concept to me. Tell us a little bit about this face reading. Like, has it been around for a long time? And like what's the application of it? If we could just talk a little bit.
Yes.
Give us a background.
To be super banal, it's like we all are face readers. I mean, like if you're born and then you look in the faces of your mother or father or the people where you are raised, you try to, like to see, am I safe? Can I ask daddy for my new red bike? Or is he in a good mood for this or not? So we all do have faces. And it's very logic because we have muscles in the faces as well as we have muscles in our body. It's like about 47 muscles in the face. So when you smile, it's like about 17 muscles active in the face.
Yeah.
So for sure, it's super logic. If I do a lot of sport and I train my biceps, I will have a very trained biceps. And you are not a magician that you can tell, oh, Joe, you're training your biceps.
Yeah.
So if I now learn what kind of muscles in the face are activated in special moods, for example, if I'm very sad a lot of times, or if I'm more, like skeptical to the world or to other people, I will have different facial muscles active than when I'm a super positive and curious person. So for sure, I mean, I think everybody can understand that. If I'm a lot of happy, my face will look different when I'm getting older. Or if I experience something really, really tragic and I'm really like sad and I'm like this a lot of times and I get like this, you will see this in my face. But the wisdom of face reading, I mean, it's thousands and thousands of years back. You find it like Hippocrates, von Kos, Paracelsus. I mean, it's in Egypt, in the areas of Egypt, in the Asian culture, in China. Every doctor is working with something, it's called Xiangmian, which means reading faces. So in China, it's really like nearly every child knows something about it.
Even today,
it's still very, very common today. So I mean, it's so logic. We have faces. And as we were talking, or also in this event here, when you're in this area of personal development, we always search for tools or ways, to feel more safe, or, that I am safer with you, and all these ways to save the own feeling or whatever, or to know who are you, like the human design. I don't know how much human design in Germany right now is, like in Switzerland and everywhere, they're all going on human design, or all the attempts with horoscopes and astrology. And I don't say anything is right or wrong, but the thing is, for me, it's like, it's so obvious we do have faces. And we look into faces so many times a day, and our family has faces, our friends have faces, our mates have faces, our partner has a face. So it's one and one is two. And it's amazing for me that it's not just much more common and not much more like, because you can see what character are you, like what's easy for you, where do you have problems in your life, or what's, like, is it easy for you to concentrate on something? How about your resilience? Are you someone who's talking about a lot of emotions, or are you more the practical guy, or whatever? And all these things I can see in like under 1 minute if I look at your face. And it's not like, in astrology, a lot of people say, well, if I read a horoscope, there are studies like everybody kind of feels seen, like it matters how you put it. And we are all humans, and we are all fighting with fears or whatever, but in the face reading, I don't guess or anything. It's just like, I see this muscle is trained, this muscle is not so trained. So it's just such a direct way to meet someone, and also meeting yourself. I mean, so many people have self-doubts and are insecure, and a lot of people are trying to get more base and trying to get more self-esteem. And it's super, I always say, I know it's a long answer, but I always say, like, if you're in the animal world, it's super fair, because like an eagle pair gets an eagle baby, and like a duck pair gets a duck baby. But in our human being, it can happen that like an eagle pair gets a duck baby, and then we try to like fit in, and then a lot of people have the feeling, I don't really fit in my family, or they want to be acknowledged by their mom or their mother, by their father. And then we're searching and we're getting insecure. But if you really see, okay, for example, the dad is an eagle and I'm a duck, and I feel super safe in my lake with my mate, and I don't want to travel and I want to stay there. My father will never understand this. But no duck would try to explain the eagle and say, you have to live here with me in my lake and you can't go anywhere. Nobody would do that. But in our human being, we do that. We say, I can do this. Why don't you like it? Or I told you 10,000 times to do X, Y, Z. Why don't you take me serious? So we take so many things so personal. But it's not because you don't like me or you don't listen to me. It's because your focus is totally somewhere else. And sure, the more I grow up and the more aware I am, I learn that everything what someone else is doing says more about them and nothing about me. But there's a lot just in the head, but it's not coming through the heart. I know a lot of people, they know they should do whatever, or they know that their mom kind of loves her or him, but still there's this ache to not be seen. But if I know that this other person is so different, then the pain vanishes in 1 second, and I don't even have to work on it. I don't have to we don't have to go to pair therapy or, needing someone to explain whatever, or making up room that we have to forgive and all these things in the personal system. We just see the other and we say, oh, okay, sure. You didn't even learn it. You never learned that before. If you learn a new language and I can speak French and you can't, and I talk to you in French, I'm not mad with you if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But in the psychology, we always do that. We do that so many times.
Yeah. That's amazing. So, because, what you're saying, that when you see a face, you can tell within like a minute, you can get a good read of the person. Like for me, when I heard that, I was like, "Ooh, that's quite a power to have." Right. Yes. But what you're saying is it actually gives the power of like acceptance.
Yes.
Because it's like you can just accept people for how they are.
Yes.
You get an insight into that person. So you live a better life as well, because you're not putting a pressure on them
Yes,
to be
exactly.
a certain way. That's not their nature.
Exactly. Thank you. And also the acceptance of myself.
Yeah.
You know, like if I learn the face reading, if I do the training, it's not just that even if I just do the training to understand you or the others or my business partners, I directly learn a lot about myself as well, because I do have a face too.
Yeah. You see it in the mirror.
It's always like a dance from beauty. And so many people tell me, but Joe, don't you put then people like in cupboards, or I don't know how you say it in
like
English,
in a box, like you judge
don't you
them,
box and judge?
Yeah.
And I say, come on, we all judge.
Mm.
Nobody's running around like a white piece of paper and is super optimism and positive to everybody. We see people and we decide in short term, do I like him or not? Do I think this guy is attractive or not? Do I think this person is nice or not? Would I like to get closer to this person or even have a drink? Yes or no? We decide this in seconds. I mean, I'm doing a lot of business coaching, and we trained the leaders and the people to not judge, to be neutral, because we do have Vorurteile. I don't know in English. We do judge. We put people into boxes.
Yeah.
And it's so great to just really look more open. And the thing is, what I always think it's so important, we all judge, not even just the others, we judge ourselves. We have always the focus on the negative. I mean, that you can explain this. We need safety, so we look all the things which could be dangerous or whatever. But also in our psyche, we don't lie in bed in the evening and think, oh, I was doing great. We tend to lie in bed like, I didn't do this, I wanted to do this. And we always focus on the negative things, also on the characteristics and also optic. The less people look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm so beautiful. We just look there, especially women. We're oh my God, what's here? So, but in the essence, we all have so many more positive aspects of our personalities. Despite, I mean, if you're a mass murderer or a super nerd, then the negative things overweight. But then, like you can see this, but this is the mini rare minimum from our mankind, the really strange guys. But the normal person, as long as you get up in the morning, are nice to your family and friends, or make your kids a breakfast and manage to go to work, you do so many things right, and you have so many more positive aspects in total. And face reading shows this, because I can't see a face anymore and not seeing so many beautiful things. They come to me, not the negative. I mean, what is negative? When I had the speech, one guy said, but what would you do if you see like a lot of sadness in a face? And I said, I do have sadness in my face, but this is not negative, or not, like it's just an emotion. But in the essence is that we have so many positive aspects. And I have one little funny story about this, how I look at people. I was sitting at the airport a couple of months ago. I'm in Mallorca quite often. And here we have this Ballermann, like all the people drinking and this tourism, which is like really party people. And we were sitting at the airport like 10 o'clock in the morning, and there was a family sitting in front. And I mean, the parents had beer in their hands and they were drinking 10 o'clock in the morning. And I was with a friend and he was sitting there. And I was sitting there and I was looking at this family and I was thinking, oh my God, such beautiful parents. They are amazing. They're so open, so caring. These were my thoughts. And my colleague was sitting next to me and he was like, oh my God, these people shouldn't be allowed to have children.
Yeah.
Because he was looking at the surface. I mean, I wouldn't say it's great that children see their parents drinking beer at the airport at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to say. But the way I was looking at this couple and the way he was looking at this couple was two worlds. And I was just seeing these faces and these positive, beautiful, caring aspects in their faces.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's beautiful.
So there's kind of like two things here that I want to go into. like what you said, like, so I guess like the spirit is kind of wearing the face, and it's like and this is how you can tell, like if this person's smiling a lot, blah, blah, blah. And that's totally logical and makes sense. I think the other aspect, and which I heard you talk about in your speech, like, is about the kind of the predefined features. And this is probably where people is freaking out and scared, because I guess people don't like to be judged on things that they can't change. Like race, for instance. They say, oh, you're of this race, so you got this characters, and people say, no, that's not right. And similarly, like if your nose is a certain whatever, people maybe this is what is scary for people. Could you clarify? Is it true what I'm saying, that in this face reading science that the predefined features has an impact on that, on a person's destiny and personality? Destiny
would be too spiritual. I really want to grab it down to earth, but there is a logic in there. I mean, like, for example, if you look like the old pictures of the old Indians or old cultures, they a lot have like really now it's funny because I'm not used to the vocabulary because I don't talk about this in English normal, but we have these wide faces down here, like the chin is very present, the jaw we have like really bright, we have like amtlich, we have like big jaws, like big chin and jaws, and then we have the cheekbones, which we call like the elbows of the face. You have like, and if you look at cultures where there's a lot rough nature, for example, if like the nature, if it's very much a lot of heat or a lot of cold nature, so the faces are wider. And if you look like in these cultures where everything is running smooth and there's a lot of money and no fight, the faces tend to be, how do you say,
more narrow,
much more narrow. So the more, and now I'm so sorry to the listeners, I have to get used to this vocabulary, but the more Wohlstand, the more luxury is around, the more you don't have to fight for anything. The faces they lose their Ecken und Kanten, they lose their, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Now it's getting very funny.
They kind of, the rougher the environment, it's like a bigger, more defined face, and then
they're not the bigger face, but the more edgy, more hard corners. Like more jaw, more chin, bigger aspects. These are also aspects in no matter what culture or you look at, all the sport people have present chin and.
Is that why, like, women, they often say, like a chiseled jaw? Like women, they like a nice jaw, like a chin,
Yeah, that's a lot of men now in our areas. They do an operation to make it wider because it's a sex symbol, because it's more strong than this narrow faces. So, and also, like, for example, like if you have like 3 kids, no matter what culture you come, it's not that all the 3 kids look alike. So why is one nose from one kid getting bigger than the nose from the sister? Not every kid has the nose from the uncle or the grandfather or from daddy. So it's also like this, it's then an individual. You get something from your ancestors. I mean, we all know, also not spiritual meant, but we kind of carry family business stuff and energies. If I grow up in a family where there's a much laughter and much fun, I will have different physiology as if I grow up in a very tight and very disciplined family, So we bring things with us when we are born. But if you take a baby with maybe a Chinese baby and she's adopted in France, she will develop other, other aspects as if she would be raised in China. So you do have genes, but as we now know with epigenetic and so we all have a very, very wide range of possibilities our system can choose from.
Yeah, depending on the circumstance.
So, and then you look at, okay, how do I grow up? And it's also funny, if I do the training, we look at like a picture. If we could look at a picture where you are like, whatever, 6 years old, and then we look at you when you're 14, and then we look at your face when you were 19, and now you will see amazing changes in your face, in your nose, in your lips. So, like, I think it's a little bit like the question, what was first, like the egg or
Chicken or the egg.
or the chicken.
Chicken
Yes.
or the egg, yeah, what came first?
So, so for sure you have some genes with you, or you can also put a general, like, for example, people in China tend to have smaller noses. Especially the area in the middle of the nose is likely going inside in this culture, and the nose is standing for individuality, for example. And the more it comes outwards and the bigger it is, it's more to be really an individuum. I want to, like, I have ideas, I want to do my thing. And in the cultures where this individuality is not so pushed, the tendency is to have more smaller noses.
Okay.
Or, as we yesterday had this little short talk, like in areas where the people, like on the street, they shout and dance and there's a lot of emotion, these cultures tend to have more fuller and bigger lips.
Yeah.
And the cultures where everything is very disciplined and you don't do this and you have to do this, the lips tend to be thinner. So, like you do have culture aspects in your face, and then it also depends on what's your experience, especially like the first 10 years. What is, like, if you have parents who raise you to be an own individual, and they support you and your wishes, you will have other facial things active than if you have parents who say, no, you can't do that, leave that alone, I'll show you, I do that for you. So it's really about which muscles and what you brought in, what is supported, and what is like really denied or put under the table.
Wow. I'm going to be a little selfish here.
Yes.
Like, I'm thinking of my family, okay? And like, so I'm one of 5, and I've got this. I was always they used to consider me lucky because I had the smallest nose. Because my sisters, right? So my eldest, she got like a nose, it's got like a little bit of hook going on. Like, this was a big nose. The other 2, they got this long, thin nose.
Okay.
Honestly, if you walk in next to them, they turn to the side, you got a duck. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like a long and thin. My brother's like everything. It's just bulbous. It's like this. You know what I'm saying? What does the nose? Can we go into the noses? Because India have big noses, right? So,
would you say that all your siblings are like people who are like this, and they say, "Oh yes, if you say this, I'll do it," or do they have like their own?
Everybody's a big personality.
Yes.
For sure,
so the big nose really stands for having an opinion, for having a personality, and it's much more tough to get someone with a big nose to do something what I want than someone who has a smaller nose, because like, you can also think the babies and the kids, they have this small nose, and they're much more open, they're much more spontaneous, they're like, oh, this is an idea, or you want me to that, yeah, why not? But the more present the nose in the faces, the more there is this own will.
Okay. Yeah.
And you also can look into very different areas of the nose. Like, for example, this here in the front from the nose, it stands for the stomach, the gut feeling, to have a good gut feeling. The more, as you said, the spitz, how do you say the
point of the nose?
Yeah, if the point of the nose is really sharp, this is a person who can be very disciplined, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and if they have something in their mind, so it's also like the comic drawer. When you see comics, it's like they all know what they're doing, because also every comic, like Lucky Luke with this huge chin, is a doer, or if you go like Popeye or whatever you look, and like some like the witches and all these, they tend to have these long, sharp noses because they're like kind of ego. They do their things, they go deep, they dig deep, you know, like, and they're very focused on whatever then they do. So it's so amazing because also like the little comic, I can do a face reading in there and it will fit to the characteristica of the comic guy or girl.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, it reminds me, I remember reading this book ages ago called Psycho-Cybernetics.
Yes, it's an amazing book.
Oh, yeah?
Maxwell Maltz.
Yeah, I read it a long time ago. And because he was a surgeon and he said about, because he would do plastic surgery and talking about like the effect. This is what you're saying.
I think you all should read this book.
Okay.
Because I think it's a really great book about, in general, about psychology. Because he said, someone is coming to him and saying, I'm so, I don't like my nose, I'm depressed, I think I'm ugly. And then he realized that some people, when he's doing the operation and he had a perfect operation and it was the perfect nose, some people really then were uplifted and felt better, but others, it didn't change anything because they still felt insecure and they still had their problems. Now, sometimes I think this explains because some people, when they start doing operations, they can't stop because they always they think, okay, if I have a new nose, then I will find myself beautiful, then I will love myself, and like it lasts a little bit, and like 3 months later, they're like, oh, I'm still not feeling. Maybe I should do my lips, and so the people keep going because they wish for a good self-esteem or for something, for a feeling, and they try to work on it in the outer areas, which doesn't really work.
Yeah. You know, obviously people can train. We'll put the links in the video if they want to get in touch with you and train with you. But like for people watching at home, like how can we start to kind of learn a little bit? Because it's like what you're saying would be very important then. Like I can imagine even, you know, let's say you're going to get in a relationship with someone.
Oh, yes.
You know, because people can present a front when you first meet them, but maybe the face wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
So it would be very helpful to know
all my participants and people who learned with me, they're all kind of the stars in the dating areas or Tinder and co, because all their friends go, can you look at this? Can you look at this? Does this match to the text? Does this picture, does this person match to what he or she's writing? I mean, it's kind of really, you can't always say like someone with a big nose is like of ego or something. You have to look at the other aspects in the face, and you have to, for example, look, is there a lot of heartfulness in this person, a lot of empathy and everything. So you have to connect these things.
Yeah.
But what I think could be really kind of easy when I did speeches and stuff, I did put some paper on the chairs and a pen, and I asked the people to draw. And I said, okay, let's draw, for example, imagine like a military officer or someone who's really sporty. And then draw someone who is like super, like a family business person, like making big dinners, sitting together with a lot of friends and being really chilly. And then draw someone who's like an artist, like someone with playing the violin or drawing and all the people, 99% do it right. They draw like, how do you say? Quadratisch, eckig.
A square?
Squares for the active guy, like a square head.
Yeah.
You know, square shoulders. So they draw squares for the sporty military guy. They draw circles for this chilled family business, happy friends person. And they draw ovals for this artist, sensitive person. So you could like look at someone and say, okay, do you recognize a lot of
like square?
Do I see a lot of square, like the shoulders? Are they really, you know, like bam, like this, or do they go like this? Do I see a lot of oval? Like it's really like the people who are in this emotional area, they have like really very zart, fine, I don't know the English words because I'm not used in this. I'm doing coaching a lot but not in English, but not face reading. So if you have like big hands, like muscle hands, scenic. I'm getting aggressive if I don't know the words.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
No, it's not okay, but I will have to learn it. So you can see if something is really small and very fine.
Yeah.
Can you help me find, like, this must be easy, small and tiny,
Like delicate.
tiny, like really tiny. This is the attribute of someone who is in this world of feelings and depth, and like creating and taking everything in, and no chance to really block it. And the person who is very round and very like fleshy, this is the person who has the most calmness, and he's someone, they really love their family, they love being together with other people. So you can, and the person who is like the
square,
thank you, this is the one who needs action, who needs adventure. And then sure, we all have areas of this, but most of us have like two things being like predominant. And you also, which is kind of maybe funny for you now, and which is easy to see, you can put the face in three areas, and there's the first area is down here from chin to the start of the nose. The second is like the nose until the eyebrows, and then the forehead. And if I look at you, your most present thing is the first area here. And then the second, and these are nearly the same. So, and this is for activity. I need to do something. I need to experience something. This is the area like the emotion, the soul, however you put it. And this is the area about like mindfuck thinking and connecting everything. And for you, it's cool because you surely can do every three of them. But if something is just the brain or just the feeling, you're out. You need some practical stuff. You need to experience something. It has to be some logic in there. So if I want to catch you, I can't just come with you with a candle and with some super sophisticated stuff, not because you judge it, but it's just like not so yours. So, and you can really look at the three parts of the face, and then you see, because if someone like me with this huge forehead, you can always get me about like sophisticated mind stuff, because I'm super open for it. But it has to be some logic. It has to be, like some explanations behind it. But I'm really someone who's really reading a lot and really needs this intellectual food. For you, for example, not that you don't like this and you can't do it, because your forehead is as well very straight, because there are foreheads who flee, like at the Neanderthal, they have like these, but there are still people around where the forehead goes like back like this. Right. So your forehead is very straight up, so you can have because the forehead we can put in 7 different areas. Because here is the here and now. That's why the Neanderthaler have this focus on just the here and now, and then it goes up, like there comes the quality, the empathy. The Neanderthaler doesn't need empathy. This is my lion, my wife, shut the up, I don't care if I killed you, But the more we gathered together, and the more we really crowded, and we took care of each other, the more the forehead went straight. But if I just would meet you in the intellectual area, you also would get bored. It's true. And for me, I'm like, okay, give me input. So that's, I think, an easy thing for the people who are listening or watching, to just look what the 3 parts of the face tell.
Wow. Man, I think we can talk about this all day. I don't know how long we've been oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. How could people get in touch with you? Like, what's your program? Do you coach people?
Yes, I do coach, and I have a sensational online training for this. Okay. So you can learn this wherever you are on this world. And at the moment, it's still just in German, but I plan it'll be in English. I think like March latest, March 26.
Okay.
2000, as next year March. Because it's really great, because you don't have to, you can really get the whole thing online in your own timing. You have a community, we're talking together and we practice, but the whole training, the whole food, you can really get online. You don't have to wait till next week or till whatever goes up. You can get the whole thing really online. It's really great.
Amazing.
Yes.
So we'll link all of that in the video. Could we look at some faces of like some famous people or something?
Yes,
would
sure.
you be open to that? Because I know you said that sometimes you don't like doing the. You remember yesterday you said you'd have to pay me like.
I said if someone really wants now to have like a real face reading from me, I don't really like this anymore because I did thousands and now I'm really, really expensive. If someone wants to book me for a solo face reading, because I'm really totally inspired about training people to know it by yourself instead of like doing because I did so many. So if someone is really booking and say, Joe, can you do a face reading? I said, yes, I can, but it costs. Otherwise, I would recommend some people I educated.
Yeah. So can we do some celebrities?
You just show me one or whatever.
We'll just do one or two.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm very curious which celebrity you will choose.
No, it's gotta be a secret. You can't know. I want to do a British person that you won't know, but only the British people.
Okay, cool.
Well, hopefully you don't know who he is.
I don't think because the chances are good I don't know, because I don't even have a television at home.
You don't follow politics?
No, not really.
Oh, this is gonna be hot stuff then.
Oh my God, it's like Trump from your area.
Yeah, it is. Trust me. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good picture. All right, I'll put this on the screen. Come on. Yeah. All right. What are we saying?
Okay. So
what are we saying?
To super honest, I swear I don't know who this is.
Okay, cool.
So I can have this in my hand now and you will
I'll put it on screen.
Okay.
On the screen.
So to be super honest, I mean, I just show you some details which really like hit my face. But what I really said in the beginning is, if you look at the three parts of this person, it's kind of really cool and equal. Okay. Like the down part and the little part is the tiniest one. So it's not about emotions and, like being, and so it's about activeness and about brain. These are the most present part.
Okay.
But they're nearly the same, but the downside one and the upside one is the biggest parts. What I see that he has some really actual problems with his nerves. He's very tight and angestrengt. So as I said, I need to have these vocabularies because I'm not doing this. If I'm exhausted, he's at the moment, you can see all these areas around under his eyes, all these little wrinkles. And then there's this puffiness.
Yeah.
So this speaks for someone, and especially on his right side, there's a huge puffy. Can you say puffy? It's just swollen.
It's
like a swollen area. So, and we also say it's like kind of tears which are not cried. So there's a lot of
like a repressed kind of.
Yes, there's a lot of pressure in him at the moment.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's actual pressure and there's old pressure, because there are a lot of wrinkles who are old and a lot of fresh wrinkles. Like this is all fresh stuff, active stuff on both sides. So even emotionally and internally, there is a lot pressure going on in this person right now. Also, the lids of the eyes, the eyelids, are pressing down on his eyes from above, which is also standing for that tough stuff is pressing him down and kind of, having difficulties to really watch what's going on and trying to like not really look at the things directly.
Okay, yeah.
And what you see is here, he has a very long mouth. So he's able to speak. It makes sense that he's a politician.
Yeah,
he can talk, But also you see that his right mouth is much more taller than his left mouth.
Right.
You see, his left mouth is really like just a line. His this lip, how you call this lip?
The upper lip.
The upper lip is nearly not there. On the right side, yes, but on the left side, not.
Okay. Yeah.
Which means if he's right-handed, which I think, that he's not talking about anything, what he really is feeling, what's going on in him. You won't get, you have to put it out of his nose.
Ooh.
He's not talking. And then you also see it under his down lip. How do you say?
The bottom lip.
The bottom lip. Thank you. I'm learning now. Under the bottom lip, there is also this swollen area. Do you see this? Directly under the lip, there's a lot of swollen thing.
Okay.
This also stands for that there is anger in him. And if you push him too much, it will come out.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe if you're married to him, or if he's in the cabinet or whatever, and he's getting too much, then you can say, okay, then there will come stuff out of his mouth, which is like, like suppressed before.
Yeah.
So, and even if it's not possible in his business, it will happen with his friends or at home, because there's a lot of things suppressed in him. Also, you can see at his nose on both sides, but on this right side especially. Maybe we should show this directly.
I'll put it on the.
Okay,
I'll
but you
put it
have
on the
to
screen. I'll zoom in.
Okay, you do have to do arrows and stuff. Like you see this swollen area as well. So
this is on the right side of his nose.
On both sides, actually. Yeah, on both sides, but on the right side, you can really see it really good here. That this stands for someone who he was fighting against a lot of things, but really he took a lot of energy to fight against whatever. And you can really see the fighting muscles are active there. You can also there's some positive things in the case of that he still has some, how do you call these? Cheeks. He's still trying on his right side. He's trying to keep some openness and some niceness, because on his left side, his cheek is much more or less not there.
Right.
Which is as well, again, his emotional side. So emotionally, he's very taken back. And you see this right-left thing is that he's really, he's trying to be super on the sophisticated mind level and on the talking and action, but the empathy and the heartfulness is a little bit like a stepchild. Can you say this?
Yeah,
like,
stepchild.
It's like in the cellar somewhere, and not really. But he has attributes who speak for it.
Yes.
Also, his forehead, like the upper area, there is this empathy and quality things, and there are things going on in him to try to integrate this. But I mean, I think, as we all know, no matter where you are a politician in this world, it's super tough, because I mean, I don't want to be a politician, to be honest. It's really a tough area, and you have to deal with so many things. So you see and you see how also, like in his chin, there is this wrinkle in the chin. So there is also here,
like just at the top there.
Yes, there is a wrinkle here.
Yeah,
which means that it's also it's heavy too. That's things of him he would like to get out, but he's trying to suppress them as well.
Oh wow!
So there's a lot of going on. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of, but from his characteristica in general, he has a lot of good aspects to be a politician.
Right. Yeah.
So he's like sitting in a Porsche for this job.
Right. Yeah.
Other people would they would go down much more before. So, but even with sitting in a Porsche, he's kind of on some edge at the moment.
Well, that was amazing.
Really? Do you have a more special question? Like some special what you could be interested in?
What you said is very, very, really interesting. But I mean, I guess it's not surprising. He's a very, and what he's doing in politics is, it's quite divisive and, dealing with a lot of kind of almost hateful energy is coming out of the movement.
Okay.
So, but it kind of makes sense. I guess as well, the kind of empathy and there is that mixed in, and that's what it's attracting for people.
Yes.
Because they also feel that connection with him,
yes,
isn't it?
There is a human living in there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are politicians where it's hard to find the human.
But
And
that, like
in
you
him-
said, that's the Porsche of being a politician. That's the good mix that
Yes, yes,
you want, isn't it?
yes, yes,
So that people can connect with you.
yes.
Wow, that was amazing.
My pleasure.
That was amazing. Joe, I mean, we could just carry on talking all night.
Yes.
We've already
Maybe
gone.
we will do that one day when I'm better in my English vocabulary
Oh,
regarding face reading. I'd
Yeah.
love to.
We'd love to have another conversation with you for
Cool.
sure in the future.
Cool.
That was amazing. We'll put all the links for Joe in the video. Get in touch and do that online course because I think it's so
Thank you
cool
so
what
much.
you're doing. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you again. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.